So, Fox and Thoughts. It's been a while. This is supposedly week 9. I don't know how I'm counting the weeks anymore. This is the 9th time that I've done this. So, today's topic is about my real writer to author life. Being a bit candid with you guys, I suppose. So, I have become an actual published author. Excuse me. Self-published author. You can find my book. You can actually find my book. Sometimes I still can't believe that you can actually go to Amazon. You can actually search my book, Between Roses, and actually get it. It's insane. I know I did it. I made it happen, but it's insane to think that you can actually go do it, and you can own my book and read it whenever you want. It's just ebook right now, but the print version will become available next year, early next year. Can't exactly say when for sure at this moment, but I know it's going to be early next year. I'm going to make it happen. And yeah, Between Roses is a young adult portal fantasy novel inspired by all things Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. If you like stuff like that, it will be a fun time. It will be a fun time for you. It's about a girl who gets thrown into a magical realm that's haunted by a monster made out of pure madness, and she has some powers she didn't know she had, and some monsters come after her, and she saves a villain from the monster by mistake, and then he's like, "Hey, I think your power can help us defeat this monster that we've been battling for decades." And she's like, "I don't know about that." And he said, "Well, if you help us, we'll help you get home." And she's like, "Well, I don't know, but maybe, okay, maybe I will help. Maybe I'll spare myself," she says. And so then, you know, she gets involved in this fantasy world, but she can't figure out how to control her powers. She can't feel anything. She can't see anything. No laser eye beams or like fire coming out of her hands. Nothing. But time is running out, and this madness monster is just trying to consume the realm, and if she doesn't figure it out, it's going to be destroyed. So, if you're interested in finding out what happens, then check out Between Roses. You can get it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and Kobo and other places. I'll put a link in the description to Amazon, to the book on Amazon, so you can go check it out. Anyway, thanks for letting me promote that. So, I want to first get into being a writer. I want to talk very candidly with you. Okay, so I see a lot of people, lot of writer tubers, author tubers, or whatever you want to call them, making videos about being a writer and all that stuff, and it's a lot of like very pleasing aesthetics and like all this stuff, but I want to talk about what it was actually, what it was for me, what it is for me, what it's been like for me. So my writing journey started out on social media. So I have never been off of social media as a writer. A serious writer, I mean. When I was little, maybe I played around and wrote little stories here and there, but as a serious writer, I joined this online writing community called Figment Write Yourself In. It's dead now. You can't find it. So sad. When that was like looking like it was going to die down, I joined Wattpad. And then I thought, you know what? I want to give Instagram a try, so then I joined Instagram. I also have a Facebook page. I don't know if you want to go there because I'm an opinionated millennial over there, but nothing controversial. And then I started trying Ream, but as you can see, I have not been a serious writer off of social media. So I don't know what it's like to be a writer without social media. So it's very weird when I realized that, and I thought, I don't know how to be a writer without social media. It's a very, very big part of my writing journey. So what is this? I made these slides quite a while ago. It says there are different stories. What am I talking about? Oh yes, there are different stories in my life. One that I'm publishing, it says publishing, but at this point right now it's published. It's Between Roses. There's some writing that I do for pure joy and for fun that I don't know if I'm going to share with anyone, but who knows. There's the stories that I post on Wattpad for free. There is a story, a magic realism, gothic satire thing, dark story that I post on Ream for free at the moment. And there is just some stories that I just write for the sake of it because I just feel like doing it or whatever, or experimenting. Sometimes I like to explore different aspects of a character or a different character from a story that I've written. So I have a story and maybe there's like a minor character and I might try writing their story like a side story. And I also have short stories that I post on Patreon. So I have all these different types of stories going on in my life. So what am I trying to say? I have no idea. I forgot what I was going to say. I was just, I have different stories in my life, and yep. All right. Past me didn't give me any other notes. I should have done that. This time is just so all over the place. I started out promoting, and I wasn't intending on promoting Between Roses, my YA Portal fantasy book, if you didn't hear that. I didn't intend on promoting it, but it just happened. And I don't have a script. I never do these with scripts, so you never know what's going to come out of my mouth. Dreaming about publishing stage. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about, that is a seriously big avatar. I was going to talk about my dreaming about publishing stage. So the publishing side that you don't really see, I don't see. I've watched a lot of videos about people like authors and writers and stuff talking about publishing their book and all that stuff. They don't seem to show the stage of before that, about the dreaming. They're like showing they're working on the story, and then they're showing like querying or actually self-publishing the story, but no one's showing actually the sort of real stage of that. Maybe they don't want to, I don't know, but I think it's fine to talk about this stuff. But so there's a time when I was like aiming to self-publish, blah blah blah. And when I'm aiming to self-publish, that aiming stage, that I'm still dreaming, I'm thinking about editors, I'm thinking how to cut costs, because I don't have a unlimited budget or anything. So, and then I'm thinking about covers and how fun book covers are fun, and I'm still in the dreaming stage. I haven't really thought about really particular publishing, what it actually means and all that stuff. And then the next stage is I'm seeing the book coming together. Oh, I'm seeing it coming together. Oh, it looks so nice. They're editors. I'm getting my advanced reader copies out to my readers. Oh, that's fun. Advanced reader copies. It's a little bit stressful, but it's fun because now I have these readers and they're reading my book. Oh, that's so nice. And I'm still dreaming. Oh, my book is going to be like this, and it's going to look like that, and I'm going to be like this. I'm going to be self-published. Oh, wow, that's so nice. And then the next stage is making it book-shaped. So the formatting, exciting. So formatting is exciting. And advanced reader copies, ARC readers, fun. This is all fun. I start thinking about, what if I have merch? What if I have like postcards? What about bookmarks? And What if I do like prints of like illustrations and stuff like that? That would be fun. That would be nice and fun. And I'm still dreaming at this point. So dreaming, just thinking about it. Reality has not hit. None of the reality has hit at this point. Okay. So now we're coming to the publishing author stage. Note that it's not published yet. Okay. So the publishing author stage. Now, this publishing author stage, I don't see anyone talking about this stage, which this is like the struggle and like the worries and all that stuff. But I don't see anyone really talking about this, like any published people, published authors or self-published authors really talking about this on YouTube. So I don't know why they're not talking about it, but I think it's fine to talk about. Like, we're human too. We struggle. I mean, obviously. So this publishing author stage, it's like, it's different from, I remember feeling like it was different from imposter syndrome. I'm not doubting myself, but I'm like, is this actually going to pan out? Like, I know my book is going to be published because I'm self-publishing it. I actually chose a release date, and that was my birthday, October 23. And I remember thinking, I'm not like doubting that my book isn't good enough because I'm very confident in my book. But I don't know. Am I really ready to be an author? I don't know what I was thinking, but I was just feeling some kind of unease about this whole publishing thing, even though it's what I want to do, what I'm aiming to do. And there's this time when I was waiting until the book release time. And this is the part where I'm no longer dreaming. I am out of the dream. I have woken up. I'm doing all this marketing, telling people when my book will release, what it's about and everything. Do some trope marketing and all this stuff, and I'm just drowning in marketing. And for me, I enjoy making like ad graphics and stuff like that, and like figuring out what kind of ads that people tend to gravitate towards. And I like doing like digital design and stuff like that. I've always enjoyed doing that, so it's not like a pain for me. But the actual thing is like the marketing, and it's just, I don't know, it's somehow exhausting to keep telling people to go to like, this is when my book will release, this is when my book release, this is when my book release, and just, it's not like people aren't responding, but I don't know what I was expecting. But I felt like maybe it's because I'm just doing this all on my own that I felt very alone in this marketing. I'm trying so hard to not like drown people in my marketing. I don't want my Instagram grid to be filled with marketing, because I don't like it when I go to somebody's page after they've published a book that is just them promoting their book. I don't like seeing that. I want to see that their content that I followed them for. So I want to keep my content to be what people have followed me for. I don't want to turn it into like a marketing thing. So, but then on the other hand, I do have to market my book a little bit. So figuring out how to do that tastefully and all that, I don't know. I just in my head the whole time, just drowning in marketing somehow. But also being this point where since I sort of, I finished this book, so I can now write more stories or work on stories that I was working on before and that I had stopped to sort of focus on Between Roses. So I could write more stories, but then I have to do this marketing too. So it was like, how do I balance this? How do I figure out how this, like, what do you call it? It's like it's a good balance, a tasteful, good balance of writing more stories and doing that, and also doing marketing, and just feeling just kind of not overwhelmed, but like really caught up and drowning in just marketing and marketing and marketing and marketing. That's kind of what I felt like. And then I started seeing the ARC readers finish reading, and I start seeing some people promoting my book. I mean, being on Wattpad and like having people read your book and commenting on it or writing a review about it wasn't like new to me or anything. But the thing about other people promoting your book, and it's not because like you joined a contest on Wattpad and won an award, and therefore your reward is them promoting your book. This was just people promoting my book. Of course, being part of my ARC and street team means that you have to promote my book. But even then, it was like, it's a different feeling, you know? It's like, oh, they're actually doing it. I tell them to do it, and they're actually doing it. And it just starts hitting me more and more. I start waking up from this dream state more and more. Like, wait, this is actually happening. I'm actually turning into an author. I mean, I'm already an author, you know what I mean? But I'm like, author as in people just promote their book. I mean, that's insane to me for some reason. That, I mean, I guess author equals just people promoting your book without you telling them anything. But I mean, I didn't tell my ARC readers what to say or anything. I just said you need to promote it during this time. Help me out with this marketing. I didn't tell them what to say. I mean, they could say whatever they wanted. Just help me promote it and let people know that it's been released. So it was very interesting to see people promoting my book. But the actual release of the book wasn't happening yet. So I'm feeling good about people promoting my book. Like, this is when it's going to release. Everyone listen. But also I was just kind of done with all this waiting. I don't know. Maybe I could have timed it better. I don't really know. But I was just really done with all this waiting for my book to just be out there. I just wanted this out there. Like, I wasn't thinking about, oh, this is so exciting, my book is going to be out there. I was just like, you know, I am done with all this waiting. I just want it out there and get it over with kind of feeling. It's not the best feeling, but like at that point, I was just so consumed in marketing and talking about the release and when it is and all that stuff that I just wanted to stop talking about that and get on with my life, so to speak. So at that point, I was still thinking, you know, how much do I have to keep doing this marketing? When does it end? When can I just let people market it word of mouth? And how, quote unquote, famous do I need to be? So at that time, I was really just like in my head, all stressed with this marketing and releasing. Like, when is it going to happen? Like, I know when it's going to happen, but like all this waiting is just like weighing me down, you know? And I don't know if any other author like goes through this or anything before book release, but it was just like, instead of like, oh, excitement, my book is going to be released, yay, like that stage was like long gone. I was just stressed out, okay? Even though it's a very celebratory, happy time and everything, and I'm lucky that my partner is supportive of me, you know, taking the time to do this and everything. You know, I was just done with this waiting at this point. So I thought, you know, I just can't keep stressing myself out about this waiting. So during the wait, the writer writes. So I tried to get back into writing. I'm sipping coffee. Okay, so it seems to me when people want to publish their book, they only focus on that book. And that was also true for me. I did only focus on that book, but I'm a person that likes to work on multiple projects at the same time. I also wanted to write more stories, but I also wanted to edit the ones in the same series, and I wanted to figure it out, and I wanted to edit other stories. I wanted to do my rewrite and other projects. I had a whole lot of projects going at the same time, and I'm not even gonna, I put the premise here of the story, the next story. The next story idea for the series. So Between Roses is part of a series called New Soleil Girls, because all the main characters are girls. And the books first begin in the fictional state of New Soleil, which is near California. It's fictional. Not California. California is not fictional. New Soleil is fictional. Okay. So, the premise, I'm not even going to read the premise because right now at this point, I'm sort of taking a break from the New Soleil Girls series. I just got so not like infatuated isn't the right word, but just sort of drowning in New Soleil Girls and everything, thinking like, oh, I need to hurry up and work on the next book because people are going to be thinking, why is it called New Soleil Girls and there's no next book? But you know what? I'm a self-published author, and I thought, I can do whatever I want. I am going to focus on what I want to focus on. I'm going to focus on the next book that I know that can be published soon. So that's what I decided to do. And so me reading the premise right now is actually going to make me feel like I'm going back in time and going back in time in that place where I wasn't in a good mental place. I was just all stressed and sort of like, I really needed to give myself a break from this series. I really did. And I didn't realize at the time that I just really needed a break. Okay. I knew I needed a break, but I didn't realize how much of a break I actually needed. Like I needed to just completely get away from the series and just stop thinking about it. Yeah, but I didn't do that for quite some time, and I stressed myself out, and then the story wasn't going the way that I wanted it to, and then I got confused and went in a completely different tangential direction and just completely lost the plot of the next story that I wanted to work on, and then everything went downhill from there. Yep, and then I got all stressed out all over again. I did that to myself, yes. Okay. So, now the writer is an author. I made this part very recently. So, now the writer is an author. I am an author. I am a self-published author. Yes, there is no physical book out, but that is coming next year. I promise it is. I'm working on it right now. There's a lot of things to do, okay? So what do I do now? I guess I should write and finish another thing, right? So right now I'm working on 2 stories. One is a blue feline survival story, and this is a rewrite that I've been working on for some time now. So I had this book was actually a Nano 2016 challenge, and then I finished editing it in like 2020, and then I got developmental edits for it by an editor. I hired an editor for developmental edits for like the first book. And then I realized, you know what? I need to rewrite this. There's something is just not working. Character motivations are not there. I just really need to rework this. And I tried to rework it right away, but it wasn't working. I couldn't figure out why. So I took some time off from it. And now years have passed. So, yeah, I started working on it again, and it's turning out to be better now. I guess I'm ready to work on it again. I figured out I was really overcomplicating the story. It wasn't going well. I shouldn't have been overcomplicating it, but I do that. I overcomplicate things. So I didn't realize that's what I was doing, but I was doing that. And so that happened. Now, I have another story. I did briefly mention it. It's a magical realism gothic fiction satire story. Historical fantasy story. And this story is actually being posted on Ream. Ream is like Patreon, but for authors. I do know that every time I post my link of Ream to somebody, like I send it to somebody, they like, I can't access this. And I'm like, I don't know why. So if you go to Ream and you look up Anna L. dot, with the dot, like a period dot, Foxwood, probably you'll be able to find me. Or you'll be able to find my book up there, which is Alive at Dawn. And this is a dark humor, satire, dark, well, you know what it is. I just told you. I intend to make most of the book readable for free. Readable for free? That's a weird thing to say. For free, because as an author you can choose to do that. And I didn't initially had any like idea of like actually publishing this book and like making money off it or anything. Initially it was on Wattpad, but Wattpad doesn't like really dark stories anymore apparently. So I decided to move it to Ream, which is more accepting of darker stories. So it's over there right now, and the first 5 chapters, how many chapters did I post? 3 chapters I think are up, but I need to edit those again. It's probably not good that I keep going back and editing it, but things come up. Okay, I see mistakes. You know, I'm doing this editing all by myself, so can't be helped. But I think right now I've edited until chapter 8. No. Wait, did I? Yeah, I edited until chapter 8, so those are finished. So I can actually put up till chapter 8 up, and those are going to be just completely free for the public. Yeah, so Alive at Dawn is the first book. There's going to be a sequel, which both of them are already written. I'm just sort of doing little edits. Okay, so those will be up on Ream. That's what I'm working on right now. And so what about Between Roses complimentary novels in the new Soleil Girls series? You know, I don't know. As I said, I want to finish books right now that are close to being finished first. Then I'll think about those guys, because the other books in the new Soleil Girls series, I have 2 books that are drafted. So these are the first drafts. One of the books is kind of a bit of a mess, so I need to really work on that. The other book is kind of a mess also in a different way, just the beginning. But anyway, I was overcomplicating both of them, so I am going to choose not to overcomplicate anything. And probably one of the main characters is going to change for a certain reason, in that this main character was a bully, and I have been bullied in the past, and I know what it's like, and I would not want to read a book in where it seems like the author is just completely dismissing the bully's actions, which that's what it reads as right now. And that's not what I wanted to do with this story. So the main character is just going to have to be a completely different person. And that's completely fine, because all I'll need to do, because none of that is going to affect anything in the first book. I made sure of that. That if I make any changes, it's not going to be, nothing is going to come out. Nothing is going to have to change in Between Roses. You have to read to see why. But anyway. And also, it hasn't been that long since I wrote those drafts, so I need some time to just let them marinate for a while. There's also another book. So there's going to be 4 books in the New Soleil Girls series, and I'm making hand gestures and you can't see me, but the 4th one hasn't been written yet, but I have the idea, so I have to write it, right? So it's going to be a while. And I was thinking, you know what? You're just gonna have to deal with it. It's going to be a while. I'm a self-published author. I'm doing this all myself. I don't have unlimited funds, okay? So you're just gonna have to wait on me, and you're just gonna have to take the books that I give you, all right? And they're gonna be good. I promise that. I'm not gonna just pump out books that are just half the effort or anything like that. So you can be sure of that. And meanwhile, while you wait for anything in the New Soleil Girls series, I am also contemplating putting out a book of poems. Between Roses has a lot of poems. These are inspired by Lewis Carroll's poetry. And there are some poems that didn't make the final cut. And including those poems and the ones that appeared in the book, I intend on making a Between Roses complimentary poetry book. So, that's going to be fun. It needs some more poems, so I need to come up with some more stuff based on Lewis Carroll's style. So, anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about in this Fox and Thoughts episode, week 8, I guess. What are your comments? Leave a comment. If you don't have a comment, just say comet. C-O-M-E-T, comet. If you don't know what to say, comments help more people see these videos. So the secret word for making it to the end is chickens wearing socks. Yes, okay. Let's make it that. Chickens wearing socks is the secret word phrase for making it to the end of this video. Yes. Thank you for listening. If you are also a writer or published author, have you ever gone through these sort of struggles and things, you know, the feelings before, like waiting up for your book to release, and the sort of feelings of after your book has been published, like thinking, what do I do now? You know, have you ever gone through those struggles? I don't see anyone talking about it, and I wish they would, because I would be like, subscribe to their channel if they you know, talked about this stuff, because I'd be like hard relate, so I'd be subscribing right there and then. So yeah, subscribe, share, like if you liked it, and chickens wearing socks. Yep, that's it. Hope you have a lovely day. Keep hydrated, and you will hear me in the next video. The fox is out.